But I mean, assuming I got everything here for everybody, we just moved from Murder Circus. I'm getting ready to close out the laptop, and I'm leaving these up to try to hopefully keep that for when I do have the time to do a more serious stream about the subject, because I don't really feel like a horrible problem across my country is something I should be streaming while lol and dancing over fucking characters. Because here's the thing, even by South Park's rule, which now means that 9/11 can be joked about, I personally don't think it should be, but it's been over 21 years now, something like that. So technically, even that has dropped into the realm of comedy. You can't drop American mass shootings into the realm of comedy, considering that ever since Americans have had guns, we've had mass shootings. It isn't until recently, though, we've seen the massive uptick. Personally, I think part of that is the fact that they have now become readily available, whereas before, due to something during the Clinton administration, or possibly Bush Sr., one of the two, I'm not giving credit to the Democrats or the Republicans, because both of them got blood on their hands. Just one party's willing to say that they see a problem, and the other party's willing to give thoughts and prayers. I mean, dude, come on now. Again, the main reason this frustrates me is I think people can do better and should do better. I mean, honestly, when it comes right down to it, I thank you for the content and the ability to make content, because it's like, I'm off the cuffing most of my arguments for gun control, because it should just be a common adult thought. Hey, we regulate spray paint. Hey, we regulate fucking accelerants like lighter fluid. Why is it that we regulate these things more than we regulate goddamn guns? I mean, it's like one of my former co-workers at Taco Bell when I worked there. She was very up in arms about the fact that here in America, one of our decisions that has curbed the fucking mass shooting slightly is that if your child takes your gun and commits a mass shooting, you are now going down for manslaughter as well, because you did not secure your firearm. Are you, Mr. Sorry, I'm trying to still be polite. Let me see to make sure. I'm assuming Mr. again by your avatar and your very, very edgy masculine motifs. But I mean, yeah, this stream's for you. I would love to actually get into a lobby and have an actual, like, not dig at each other conversation. Right now I'm just sort of digging because, I'm sorry, you frustrated me. You have frustrated me. If that was your goal, congratulations, you did it. I don't know if you wanted to do it in this way, because I also enjoy frustrating people. But I don't enjoy being a dumbass to do it. And I'm sorry, but the trust no news source, the just shit that you spewed in my chat box was a waste of my time. But then you gave me a follow, maybe because you wanted to see what your comment wrought. If so, hope you're enjoying the show. You get to be the laughing stock of a chat room that admittedly is laughingly small, or laughably small. This will be the last video on this outside of when I actually get the laptop and get the recording stuff set up. I will do a much more sit-down, buttoned-up approach to this that is the seriousness it deserves. Because I'm sorry, but I was going to go through, since I had the list right in front of me on the laptop, and read off all the victims and all the nonsense off Wikipedia, go through the sources, and yeah, it's a whole long video of itself. But, again, it felt a little callous to be doing that in Doc Ketchum's Murder Circus. And again, oh, I triggered the millennial. Oh, I got him. But, dude, no, I have a sense of empathy and sympathy. And I have lost people that I care very deeply for. When my grandfather died at Cartersville Medical Center, after the medical people did everything they could to save his life, I was in the room with him. I had gone to bed. His health was starting to take an uptick. I woke up to basically his machine going code blue, him flatlining, and a team of about 4 people coming in there to start basically trying to bring him back with both the paddles and CPR, the chest compressions. First they applied the paddles, and then they asked me, because of his orders, what I wanted to do being the next of kin, and I had to make the decision to not resuscitate, because that is what he had ordered. That was traumatic as fuck for me, man. I never want anyone to have to go through that shit. It hit so fucking hard that it made it to where I'm like, you know, more of a lefty now. And that's not, he got taken from me because somebody had a bad fucking day and had access to a goddamn AR. That was everyone did what they could, and death happens. I can't even imagine what one of these poor victims' families must feel like, knowing that they sent their kids somewhere that their kids should have been fucking safe, and instead, now they're having to bury their kid and move on and be told, well, thoughts and prayers, man, thoughts and prayers. I mean, at least Smith & Wesson is still getting, you know, record sales, and now all the other scared little bitches are buying Smith & Wesson because, oh God, I hope that doesn't happen to me. I mean, I'm not saying I have the solutions, but maybe we stop handing out fucking matches while the house is on fire. I mean, maybe we put some kind of thing in there, some kind of control in place that would keep kids from getting a hold of these guns. And again, I don't think I have all the answers, but I sure as fuck know I got a better answer than, maybe if we just ignore it long enough, the problem will fix itself. Maybe more guns will fix the problem. No, man, maybe we don't let people have semi-automatic weapons. Maybe if you want to do skeet shooting, you can have your shotgun, but we don't let you have a speed reloader that makes it to where you can load 8 to 10 to 12 shots in a very fast succession. And instead, you got to rely on loading that shit like you're a trick loader. Because again, will some people be able to do it? Bet your ass. There's one dude that my cousin absolutely masturbated over, I'm sure, that did the whole, well, now I'm going to light my cigar. I'm all puff on it. I'm all flick it into the air and pull out my pistol and shoot it 4 times before it hits the ground. Again, dude, guns are neat as shit, but how about we think about the real world? Have you ever dealt with the fucking tendinitis that comes off of being around a gun without hearing protection around? Have you ever dealt with the for hours? Because if you're in a shooting scenario where you don't have the time to get your ear protection on and get ready and get geared up and have fun, when it's a, oh fuck, shooting scenario, one, you have no idea how you will react. I have no idea how I will react. It is a proven neurological fact. Look that shit up from a scientist, not a fucking dipshit like Kennedy. Look it up. When it comes to a situation, you have no idea how you will react until you are in that situation. We can all dream about it and fantasize about it and think about it. Oh, well, if this happens, hell, I had it as an edgy teenager. Oh, if this person comes in to shoot up the school like Columbine, well, when I see the gun, I'll flip this table here. Well, because of the way the table is, it'll give me so much ability to move behind this shot, and then when I get to this side of him, I'll get his gun, and then I'll shoot him and find out who it... We all have little fantasy things, dude. Here's the thing, and here's how it really plays out IRL. You're sitting at whatever place you're sitting at, whether it be the office, the churchyard, standing in a line at the supermarket, wherever the fuck you're at. It's a normal Tuesday. Ain't shit going on. Maybe you're dicking off and checking your phone. Maybe you're talking to your loved one. Whatever you're doing. Bam, 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 bam. What are you doing? You're just standing there. Why am I not reacting? I should be moving right now. Maybe it was just fireworks. That didn't sound like fireworks. All of a sudden you look down and your kid's head's gone. Just bloody mess. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, and now you're dead. You had a gun on your side. That was why they shot you first. Now what are you going to do? Now again, maybe you're a Navy SEAL. Maybe you're part of that 1% super hyper trained. And you might still freeze the fuck up. We don't know what causes a person to freeze up in a situation like that. It's not because, oh, well, they didn't want it bad enough. It's not because, oh, well, they're a pussy. No, it's just, it's our reaction. It's the same reason why somebody who takes MMA classes and trains 3 hours a day and really is into the sport might freeze up when they're being mugged. And yeah, who knows? Maybe toe tagger O'Nally all. Maybe you're the exception. Maybe you're a goddamn master. Maybe you're just that fucking much of a badass. Maybe not. And maybe we should go with basic IRL real-world stats, where I tell you, most of the people who get shot are shot by their loved ones. Not because, oh, well, they were cheating. You know, the guns don't kill people. Husbands come home early, kill people. No. It's because, oh, their kid snuck out and they didn't know it, and now their kid's opening up the door, but they didn't know it's their kid, and they think it's a home invader, so they pull their gun and they shoot. Here's another situation that's fully could happen and did happen to somebody. Oh, you're sitting in bed. Maybe you're watching a hit piece like, I don't know, Training Day with your significant other. And suddenly, your door gets splintered out of fucking nowhere. You reacting somehow, not being frozen in place like most people are, the majority of people are, you fight that. So you roll out of bed, get your gun, brace behind the bed, and open fire. Suddenly, a wall of bullets kills your wife and you. Because that wasn't just a home invader, that was the police. And they were doing a no-knock warrant on the wrong house. Oopsie poopsie, but you opened fire on them, which gave them an excuse to open fire on you. Now everyone's dead. Again, maybe you're an exception and this won't happen to you. Maybe not. But again, if you're just there to say, oh, guns are fun and I want to use it for skeet shooting, cool. Pick your favorite range, stash your gun at the range legally and safely, and let's move on from there, like the Brits do it. Or maybe, like other countries do, again, we secure our guns safely, and we can still have fun. Hell, if the governments are the ones that are securing your guns, and we're making it to where our governments are run by safe people, not fascist dipshits like Trump, I wouldn't mind you having a fucking minigun like in GTA. Wouldn't that be a hoot? You go to a shooting range, and they put scrap cars down the range with their engines stripped out, and you get to take a big-ass minigun, put on hearing protection, and gun down empty cars. Woohoo, wouldn't that be fun as shit? We could have that in a world where every dipshit doesn't get to own however much of an arsenal they get to own. I mean, again, I'm saying let's take what we know and what we got and make a better tomorrow with it, rather than, hey, y'all, this didn't work for our grandparents, it didn't work for our parents, it didn't work for our great-grandparents, it didn't work for our great-great-grandparents, but maybe, just maybe, if we do it this time, it'll work. Maybe if instead of that, we go, let's break that cycle and try this new, but not that new thing to get the ball in the right direction. Maybe we should put a bandage on the wound on our leg rather than smearing shit on the wound and expecting that to be the difference. Or doing absolutely nothing about it and hoping that eventually the bleeding stops. Maybe we should start taking steps in a direction. And if we're in the wrong direction, if I am incorrect and putting our guns in a nationally based safety bank doesn't work out, well then hell, the hillbillies that buried their guns in the backwoods will save us all. I mean, we all saw Red Dawn, right? I mean, they haven't saved us from the fascists. They didn't save us from the fascists the first time. They didn't save us from unhinged capitalism. They didn't save us from the Great Depression. They didn't save us from the Dust Bowl. They didn't save us from 9/11. They didn't save us from Pearl Harbor. They didn't save us from Enter in Your Tragedy. But I am absolutely goddamn sure they'll do it on the next one, right, boys? Y'all will be there the next time, right? Or maybe, just maybe, it'll be the same as every other goddamn time. And when the good guys, when the guns need to be there, they won't be, because the good guys with the guns is an action movie trope. And while I don't want to yuck nobody's yum, you want to take your gun for hunting? Go for it. For that, there are sports rifles. 5 shots. If you practice every goddamn day and get really, 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 really good, you can do more than that. But 5 shots, and if you're not so good at it, guess what? You get better. I'm about to get attacked by a goddamn Enderman, aren't I? I fucking hate it when this shit happens. I done pissed off the game arguing with you, toe jamming. But as I was saying, you want a shotgun for skeet shooting, go for it. Most mass shootings do not happen with hunting rifles or shotguns. They happen with ARs. If you want to defend the AR, fine, defend it. Why is it most people shoot them with ARs? And if you want to go after pistols, fine, I'll go after pistols. Why is it most people do want to mug with pistols? I mean, maybe if we took those off the market, or made it harder to get, or made it easier to track. Because again, we live in a world where you could put a piece of tracking equipment on every single piece of the firearm. I mean, if we put an actual technological or engineering genius in, we could have guns like in the hit film Shoot 'Em Up. Where, you know, when I purchase a gun, now the gun only fires when I'm holding it and it registers my thumbprint and biometric scan. We could have that. Or we could go with a different sense of gun control where it's like cars. You own guns, fine. You have to have insurance for every one of those firearms. That cover, not that we could ever cover a family member or piece of person lost, but in case, you know, your kid decides to shoot something up, you have insurance to cover that as well. That way, it makes it a little bit more personal. That way, it might dissuade you from doing something terrible or letting something terrible happen on your dime. Again, I'm kind of against it, but you can't argue that truancy got better once they started to threaten to lock up the parents. Consequences, man, they work. Now, yes, some of them are unjust, and I think education, as you said before your post went off the goddamn rails, I think education is a first step. But the weird thing about it, most of the educated people, I honestly couldn't tell you if they own guns or not. My gut reaction would be, nah, man, they don't own guns. I mean, they don't own guns, I don't think. They never talk about it, they never bring it up, and I never hear about it. But most of the educated people I know probably own guns. They're probably just secure and put away, as firearms and tools such as these should be. But again, I don't understand the gun fetish that America has. And again, you can't say it's not a fetish, man. We've got children's guns that are in the shape of Nintendo characters and Nintendo setups. We've got movies about gun titties. We've got guns for every occasion. We've got, hell, back at my fucking house, when I had a house, my cousin had a shotgun for shooting bugs. It was a shotgun that shot salt for killing bugs. You can't tell me we ain't got a fetish when we have them as toys. And again, I don't want to yuck nobody's yum. If you're a responsible gun owner, this ain't about you. If you're a responsible gun owner, you ain't the problem. If you're an irresponsible gun owner, guess what, honey? You are the problem. And if you think you're an irresponsible gun owner, well, you probably are. I mean, you know you better than I know you. But hell, this is my video to that for the moment. And being that I already swapped in between games and shared my share screen with y'all, if I can share such a thing with you. I think I'm going to get off of the mic for the moment and, you know, have it be that, well, maybe not yet. You know, I don't want to end on a bad note. I don't want to end on a rant stream. I try to be nice with shit. And I'm still, you know, I hated Facebook in the end, guys. I'm not shitting you. Zuckerberg kicking me off the thing for saying free Palestine and from the river to the sea, and saying that Luigi Mangione was the greatest Luigi, and Luigi's Mansion was the greatest game ever conceived, and just genuinely being a lefty nuisance. I mean, that was the greatest thing that could have happened, because minus like 6 people, and I'm still using Messenger, and it's letting me use Messenger. It has hiccups with some things, like sharing these videos. I have to share them over my actual message, or they don't get shared. And for some reason, like, various links occasionally have problems. But for the moment, I can still use Messenger, so that's pretty sweet. And being off that toxic cesspool of just nonsensical douchebaggery seemed great. Because I was never into the Twitter, and I've heard that people were sad to lose Twitter. And I've heard everyone say, oh, do Blue Sky's awesome, Blue Sky. I'm not going to say it's bad again, don't want to yuck nobody's yum. It's not for me. It's really it's not for me. It's not a fun time. So far, it hasn't been. I mean, it's still a hug box. They're all hug boxes, but it's so much of a hug box, I know I'm never going to deal with the other side. And I don't want a hug box. I want to deal with people. I want to reach out and talk to people. Ideally, I would love to do what that douchebag Charlie Kirk did, but do it for good. Set up a table with, hey, I think all women should have the right to do an abortion, period. Change my mind. And then as long as you're willing to be videotaped while we talk to people. I would just run all the footage together, whether it was good or bad. There would be a lot of footage of me just sitting there. But that's the whole thing, is real reality's kind of fucking boring. That's why reality TV only sells when it's scripted. And genuinely, it's just, people should be better. I mean, honestly, toe tagging, oh, y'ally, whatever. If you're an adult like you said you were, and you were there to witness 9/11, and you were there for this, well, then have some empathy, motherfucker. Grow up, shit. Do you remember the old chat rooms from back in the day, man? It was brutal on there. Hell, I couldn't go 10 minutes without somebody supposedly fucking my mama. It was stupid and annoying, and nobody had any real points, but nobody was brave enough to say it. I mean, bro, there's bravery in saying, I don't know something. There's intelligence in saying, hey, this is a better way. And when it comes to not trusting the news, yeah, all the news is slanted in one way or the other. That's why you get more than one news source, man. I mean, yeah, that's why I would never trust just one source. I try to read multiples, but hell, both, when one side is saying, all is good, there is no war in Ba Sing Se, and the other side is going, oh shit, y'all, this just blew up. There's a middle ground somewhere, I know there is. And while maybe, oh shit, y'all, things blew up isn't a warning sign, and maybe it's not like, you know, Civil War Tim Pool says, but I do believe, hey, maybe we should take shit seriously when shit's getting serious, y'all. I don't think that's too hard a take to take. I mean, it's like I always said to my best friend in the world, the one that I talk about who has the actual degree and is a doctorate of the We don't talk about police matters much because he has a doctorate in it, and I don't really know shit about it. And while he knows a lot about it, I also still feel he's a little slanted in other directions because he was taught in it and he taught in it. But at the same time, I do trust his opinion over mine on a lot of shit because he went to school for it, he studied it, he taught it. He did theories about actual theories, not bullshit, oh god, a theory, but actual, like, I wrote a paper that's so many pages, it's published and peer-reviewed here, it's a theory. And so, yeah, when he tells me I'm wrong, I don't feel wrong. I feel attacked. I think he's dumb and wrong and gay about it. But you know what? I'm wrong. I'm misinformed. And as bad as it feels, as unpleasant as it feels, that doesn't make me right. We're in a place in our country, and I don't know how we got here, but we got to get the fuck out, however we have to. But we're in a place where I'm upset turned into I'm right. And I know the right way. I hear you right now, toe tapping, toe tagging. I hear you, Bilbo. I hear you. No, it wasn't the left that did it. It wasn't pronouns that did it. It was the right. Tell me, friend, what happens when a business goes under? What happens when they can no longer pay their bills? If it's any other business, they shutter their doors and sell off their assets. If it's a gun-running NRA business, they get a loan from the government they never have to pay back, and they're good and hunky-dunky. What's up with that shit, huh? I mean, why would the rest of the world hate America? They hate us because they ain't us. Or maybe they hate us because we constantly claim freedom while also, on the other hand, selling guns to everyone without a care on who those guns are going to be used on. And we constantly cry freedom, but when America's having major problems, all the gun-toting Americans are too fucking scared to do shit. And again, the ones that are the good gun-toting Americans, the guys, and for the record, y'all, I know you're out there. This ain't about y'all. Check out Squid Tips. He totes a gun. Not all the time, but he does. Why does he tote a gun? Because he's been drawn on for no fucking reason, just because he rides a motorcycle. But you know what I don't think Squid Tips is going to do? Draw his gun on somebody for no fucking reason. I think it'll be a last resort. And it'll be after thought. Not just, oh, scary pew-pew time. There are responsible gun owners out there. I know there are. I know a few of them. Unfortunately, I also know quite a few that think manhood comes from a firearm. Like I said, this is supposed to be my happy time, my quiet time. And I don't mean to be mean to nobody. I hope, I genuinely want, if nothing else, for you, toe tagging. Really militaristic name. Maybe you served. Maybe you've got some real experience that I don't have. But understand something. Unless we can sit down and have an actual conversation, one small part of me is always going to see you as troll face. I don't mean that to be an insult. I mean that to be you're just one of these people on the internet trying to rile me up for a rise. And if that's the case, again, I'll be your Huckleberry. You gave me a follow. Find me on YouTube. I use my actual name for the handle because I'm brave and stupid in equal measure. And I could use the viewers. Honestly, if I can get about 17 more of y'all, I can actually start live streaming. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. I gotta go check on that noise. That's on David's side. He's got it. Oh. But yeah, guys, come on now. That's all I gotta say on the gun issue at this point. I feel like I'm wasting my fucking breath, but I'm hoping I can reach somebody. It's just read an actual book. Look into statistics not written by MAGA morons. Understand the very basic math you're looking at when you look at it. And if you don't understand it, go get help. I mean, I learned from tutors at the library and shit. We live in a wonderful world if you choose to make it that way. It's just getting a lot harder to see the wonder with all the idiots. Don't be those idiots. Be better. Not only because we can, but because we kind of need to be now. The time for us getting to be stupid is past. The time for real change is upon us. Again, not a call to violence. Please don't do violence. Violence is not the answer here. But the time to make a real difference is here. I mean, again, do you feel comfortable, anyone who's hearing this who pays taxes, knowing that our teachers have to buy their school supplies to teach children? But, again, the police have a full-on ass arsenal. Anytime you invest in crime and punishment instead of investing in your youth, you have invested in failure. I mean, I'm not saying defund. Well, I am saying refund in different ways. I'm saying move the funding around. Put it to actual use. I mean, why do we have truancy officers? Especially considering looking at the events like at Uvalde, where the police officers basically waited until the shooter ran out of ammo. All the children victims be damned. They didn't want to put themselves in that line of fire. And I'm not saying I blame them for not wanting to get shot at. Getting shot at is scary. I don't want to get shot at. Then again, my line of work doesn't directly say that I'm gonna... Oh, that's bullshit. Sad face. I hope the next world is just as pretty as this one. See what you did, toe jamming? See what you did? Well, for now we're going to call it there, and I'm going to do a couple other things to get different projects. I got a lot of video game videos on here. And we will pick up on the next one. I will see y'all. I hope all of you, even you toe tapping, have a good day. And honestly, read a book, guys. Read a couple chapters. Do something. Enjoy yourselves. It shames me to think that the literacy in our country has gone down so far. And if you're going to read a book, might I suggest something by Robert Sapolsky if you're in the mood for something scientific. He studies apes. He also studies the human brain. And he is an actual genius, according to our own scientists in the Genius Grant. He's a good egg. But outside of that, just try your best to be good to each other, y'all. We gotta be. We're all we got. Endure and survive, y'all. Endure and survive.